G'day. I think we all know what this is. Fermzilla. Let's open it up and have a look. I haven't opened the box yet. A little bit excited. If anyone's seen my last 3, 4, 5, 6 brewing videos, I've been using the Fermentosaurus again. And I've just been really enjoying the process. It's much easier for me to transfer from the Fermentosaurus, or now for Fermzilla, than it is, because I used to have to carry my fermenter inside the house and get hoses and all these things. Now I just leave it in the fridge, the fermenter fridge, and I fill it straight from there, and it's much easier. So just looking at the stand, it is much sturdier. It's thicker steel. It just seems sturdier. It's definitely smaller, which will make it more manageable. The last one could fit 35 litres in it. That was kind of hard to move around, and I know some of my mates used to fill it right up, but personally I was only doing normal batches in mine. So mine were about 23 litre batches. This is a 27 vessel. I'm not exactly sure how high that 27 goes yet, because I've just got it out of the box, but we'll find that out later. So I can see straight away the lid it looks a little bigger. It is bigger. It's much easier to get your hand in there. That'll make cleaning a lot easier. The lid looks very different, but what I can see on the lid is that they're like pet bottle lids. One is drilled for the airlock hole and the other one's capped off. They would be using it for a normal style fermenter. There is a pressure relief valve there for when you go for pressure fermenting or transferring. And I'll give you a close-up look at that lid design later. There's the yeast collection vessel, or whatever you'd like to call it. That, as you can see, so that's a huge opening, whereas the last opening in the Fermentosaurus, well, that's the comparison. Now the bottom is much bigger too. Much bigger. That'll make it less likely to block. I never had a real true block in mine. Sometimes the hops would clog up, but it was pretty easy to put a little bit of pressure on and then release the pressure and it'd unblock. But this is much bigger. It also comes with a tool to help you loosen the lid. Sometimes getting the lid off the original Fermentosaurus was quite hard. An airlock. And to buy separately, you buy the pressure kit if you want to ferment under pressure. And that simply comes with the floating pickup tube and the ball that floats. And also in the pressure kit are the carb caps actually, but they're used for your gas and your beer line. They're optional, of course, the pressure kit. You don't have to use a pressure kit, but I find that's one of the best things about it. There's your floating pickup tube. Usually to get these on, I'll spray that with a bit of Star Sand, or after you give it a soak before you use it. And normally that helps a little. You might use a bit of heat. Oh no, there we go. You might work it on a little bit more than that. I won't take the time to do it now. You want to make sure it goes right up there. So this is the yeast collection vessel. Now, if anyone saw my original Fermentosaurus video, I did suggest that they might put some way of flushing the oxygen out of here if you're going to use it for dry hopping. And it seems they have. Now that would have to be another optional, because you'd have to buy another couple of these to do that. So you could put your dry hops in, force CO2 in here, have some sort of relief valve here to let it out, give it a good flush if you want to use these for dry hopping. There's the size difference again between the original Fermentosaurus and the collection vessel for the Fermzilla. The lid comes like that to start with, and of course your airlock would fit in there like that. But when you wanted to go for the pressure kit, you'd remove those. Get that out of the way. And carefully screw two of these on. And there's your pressure kit. Now you do have to be a little bit more careful with this because both those posts will accept beer and gas lines. So you just have to take note of what you're doing. You could mark one of them if you wanted to make sure. And so what you would do is you'd attach your floating pickup tube, of course, to your beer side. If I can get it on there at the moment. Just like that. Although, of course, it'd be easier to attach it before you screw it in. Just make sure you push it right up. And there's your floating pickup tube and your gas line on the other side. I guess the good thing about these, one of the good things is if you lose these lids, they're standard PET lid, PET. I just said if you're going to use the pressure kit and you want to flush your hops with CO2, you're going to need another 2 of these. Pushes in nice and snug. Now, even though these are pressure vessels, you really don't have to tighten that very hard. Like a nice hand tight is enough. You won't be tightening with the tool that they give you. That's more for undoing it. Just give you a look at the bottom valve. Just make sure you have your seals on here too. You do have to download the instructions like most things these days, and I suggest you read them. Even if you have used a pressure vessel before, things can be slightly different. It's just good to have a read. It does come with a few spare seals. Hang on to them. Your volume markings, up to 27 litres. And a thermometer. So that's about it. Can't wait to give it a go. If you haven't used a pressure vessel, it does make things a lot easier. I don't even really worry about fermenting under full pressure to try and speed up a ferment or anything. I just use them to keep oxygen out and away. I don't have to worry. I can do an enclosed transfer straight into my keg. I'm flushing my kegs at the moment with CO2 direct from the ferment, so I'm not even wasting CO2 to flush the kegs at the moment. I haven't uploaded that video yet, but that will be uploaded soon. And personally, I find that my hoppy beers stay hoppier for longer and fresher for longer. This is the Quike one. Cheers. Just keep in mind the pressure kit is purchased separately, so if you want that, you need to purchase it separately. I'll leave a link down below where you can go and check them out and where you can get the instruction manual. At the very time I'm going to upload this, I know they're out of stock. They've been selling out really quickly, but they'll be in stock again shortly. And maybe by the time you watch this video, they will be in stock. There'll be more close up on the usage of it when I get a brew into it. All right, cheers. Another optional extra is your adjustable pressure relief valve. I highly suggest getting one of these. The reason I stopped using the original Fermentosaurus was the pressure relief valves I was getting weren't very reliable, and I found these ones work perfectly. I'll try and compare the size. I've got the bases level, and it looks like we're a good 20 centimetres shorter